Here we are at Westminster, stood with a group of the campaigners that have been trying to get a fair deal for tenants for a number of years, managed to get the pub code put in place, and 10 years after they started the hard work, ladies and gentlemen, we seem to be here again. Could you tell us really why that's the case?
The code that came into effect has not really satisfied what parliamentary intent was, and that's largely because it's been diluted along the way. So now it's practically impossible for those of us who know about the code, let alone those of us who don't. So Betty from the Dog and Duck has got no chance really of achieving the goal of ever becoming free of tie.
We're here because the code is failing, because it's being allowed to be done by arbitration rather than adjudication. No precedent has been set, no golden threads have been achieved. There's nothing for any other tenant to be able to latch onto and say, in this case, X person versus Enterprise Inns, there was a precedent set, so that's what's the problem.
Very simplistically, the code isn't strong enough to deal with the sort of responses that we are getting from the pub companies, which is no great surprise really when you consider the fact that these companies have been fighting the onset of this legislation for the best part of 15 years, and now it's here. Unfortunately, their pushback is too strong for what is a weak code, and unfortunately what was a very weak adjudicator.
Well, I think it's shockingly indicative that Baroness Neville Rolfe stated that the MRO market rent only solution was the core plank of the code, and after 2 years of it being in place, not a single tenant has had a proper market rent only option delivered to them. Small businesses are going to go to the wall at a frightening rate, and I think that anyone with a heartbeat and a pair of eyes can see how many pubs across the country are closing down as a result. It's
about small people being pushed about by people with money, as far as I'm concerned, and until that balance is redressed and the code works effectively for everybody, no matter what their financial circumstances, then it's not going to work.
That nearly every tied pub in the country has fundamentally the same problems, and we haven't had a single decision that any one of them can use from the adjudicator at the moment. He calls them golden threads, but there isn't a single golden thread that's come out of 2 years of the adjudicator looking into this. I find that's absolutely remarkable, and it's a real failure of the code. That's what we need to fix.
So don't forget, to find out more about what we're doing, where we're doing it, how we're doing it, who we're talking to, take a look at the webpage protectyourpub.co.uk, and you'll find all the information there.